All right, so lesson 2.2 is moving one step forward. Remember that this class is moving slowly, but it's not taking it easy on you. So yesterday we introduced a concept called the distributive property, where we distributed or connected the outside value to two values on the inside. So real quick examples real fast. What we recognize is that x and 8 were friends. We then said that 9 meets x and 9 meets 8. We then discussed the fact that whenever you multiply a number by a variable, all you do is push those two things together to make it 9x. That 9 times 8 is 72. And the most important thing we talked about is that you do not put these two together, because an x term cannot be put together with a regular term. We'll talk about that again more as we go forward. Here, x and 7 are friends. We can talk about 2 meeting x and 2 meeting 7. Again, both of those go on. In this case, when you take 2 times x, it's just 2x. When you get 2 times 7, it's just 14, and that is all. And then one of the challenge problems on your, or one of the late problems on your worksheet had 3 terms. All 3 of these people are friends. This is still a stranger. So 5 meets x and 5 meets y and 5 meets 3. In that situation, you end up with 5x plus 5y plus 15. Again, notice 3 different terms. The reason you can't put the x together with the y is because one's a x and one's a y. Those are different letters, so you cannot put them together. And you can't put either one of those with the 15 because that doesn't have anything on it at all. All right. Today we take one slight step forward. Every value in the previous problems had plus signs. There were no problems that included a minus, so the adjustment is simple. Just carry the sign over with your answer. And so here we go. When we look at this, we have 4x minus 5. We have 4 meeting x. And we'll still use a plus. 4 meeting negative 5. So what we get here is 4 times x is just 4x. And then 4 times negative 5. Now this is where we'll start to get into our negative multiplication. When the signs are different, your answer is going to be negative 20, but in the end it is just going to be a negative. Make sure you keep a plus in what you do, and make sure you're learning that a negative times a positive when the signs are different is going to be negative. This is not an addition rule. This is a multiplication rule, which is different. So just make sure you're working on that as we're going forward. One more here. You've got 3 terms. So 3 meets x, and will always be a plus. 3 meets negative y, and 3 meets 6. With that being the case, it turns into 3x. Remember that whenever the signs are different, we are going to have a minus answer, so minus 3y. Both of the signs are positive here. 3 times 6 is just 18, and that's what we end up with. So the new thing of today is whenever you have a negative times a positive, which it's only here, it actually ends up being a negative answer. Do not put plus a negative. Don't put plus negative 3y. You never want to put 2 signs together, but just make sure that you understand that as we go. So go ahead and pause the video real quick and try this first one here, see how you do. I am moving forward now. In this problem, t and 4 are friends, so we have 9 meeting t and 9 meeting 4. 9 times t turns into 9t. 9 times 4 is just 36. They're both positive, so nothing weird's going on. And again, you'll notice that the sign just kind of carried over as it is. On this one, m and 8 are friends. I'm sorry, m and negative 8 are friends. That's what you guys start viewing it as. So we end up with 5 meeting m, and again, always a plus, 5 meeting negative 8. Once you do that, 5 times m is 5m. 5 times negative 8 is negative 40, because you have a positive times a negative. Again, the thing we're adding to our understanding, positive times a negative is negative. So we've learned yesterday that a number times a variable is that. We learned that we can't put a term with a letter together with a term without a letter. Now we're learning that whenever you have a negative times a positive, that is negative. Go ahead and pause the video for this one real quick and see how you do. And let's look at it. 1, 2, 3 terms, 3 friends. So 2 meets x and 2 meets y and 2 meets -6. Again, that's a -6. Make sure you're ready for that. When you work that out, we know that that's just going to be 2x. This is going to be positive. This is going to just be 2y. But here we go, a negative times a positive, which means it's going to be -12. Remember to make sure you're moving slowly. Don't try to rush through this stuff. We are moving at a pace that allows you to kind of get it down. But if you try to rush through it, it's not going to work to your advantage. Please remember that we move forward every day. If you miss a lesson, it's important you find time to watch the video lesson on Canvas. That way if you don't understand, or that way you understand the main concept. This chapter shouldn't be extremely difficult unless for some reason you choose not to keep up or you choose not to practice the things that are being focused on. For example, multiplying a number by a variable. So if I had 7 times t, we should know now that it's 7t. We should also understand if I had 7m minus 4 that I cannot put these two things together because that has an m and that does not. And then the third thing we're working on is if I had 5 times -3, that the answer is -15 because a positive times a negative is negative. So those are the 3 things we need to work on. If you're not choosing to keep up with those, you are going to start falling behind because it starts to add more and more to it. Outside of that, just work hard to complete the worksheets so you can keep in touch with the old as well as new information. And like I said, good luck, and we'll talk to you later.